Okay, I want to talk about the 1969 Berkshire UFO incident that shook a small Massachusetts town. To set the scene of our story, we must start here. The Upper Sheffield Covered Bridge, which is retired now, but you can still visit. Residents of Berkshire County broke out into a panic after multiple people reported seeing a UFO. On the evening of September 1st, 1969, strange lights descended on the town of Sheffield. Many who saw the lights said they were attached to an unidentified flying object. According to witness accounts, the UFO in question was disc-shaped and was performing acrobatic maneuvers that weren't seen in this time. It's unclear how long the phenomenon lasted because many of the witnesses account losing track of time. And Sheffield's out in the middle of nowhere with very little residents. This is the stereotypical place we always hear of UFO sightings. You can't tell the Sheffield UFO story without bringing up Tom Reed. He is a staple in the UFO community, and it's because of this incredible encounter. As you can tell from the photo, Tom is much older now, but when the story took place, he was only 9. He was just a kid. According to Reed's account, he was in the car with his mother, brother, and grandmother on the way back from a casual dinner out at a restaurant when they saw the UFO. Him and his brother were just sharing fireball candies in the back. Candies, not shots. They were kids. And that's when Reed noticed up ahead, lights shining through the trees on an empty road.
We all looked at it because it was kind of a self-contained glow. It rose up a little bit. It looked like it had followed the dirt road, which I'm sure it probably didn't, but it appeared that way because we could see it through the trees. The light started to bleed through, and once it hit the car, it lit up and we couldn't see anything.
Eventually, the car came to a complete stop, and the light from the UFO, which was like amber, engulfed the entire side of the road they were on. And then Reed woke up in like a hangar or something. The hangar he appeared in inside the spaceship was the size of a football field.
At this point is when we encountered something, and it was definitely not of this world. We had a black and white television at the time. The imagery that we saw in this thing was unbelievable. There were lights that looked like fluorescent tubing inside the hangar. The hallway we had seen was circular with a Y configuration, almost like to control the flow of traffic of some sort of beings. I have no idea where I was, but I know that what I saw was very different than anything I've ever seen today, 50 years later.
Glimpses of this peculiar place flashed in his head until he realized he was back in the car with his brother, and his grandmother and mother had actually switched seats. And when they got back, there were no sounds, lights, or any trace of what they had just seen.
Everything got really calm. It was like being in the middle of a hurricane. Then there was like an eruption of crickets and frogs, and it got really loud, and then it was over all at once.
I don't know about you, but that would have freaked me the hell out. He was actually able to gather a bunch of the witnesses together and pull a bunch of money and put this little monument you see down here by that rock. And that's why